Hi, my name is Zorrob. Some call me the uncharismatic bard, but there's actually much more to me than that. Here's a bit about my past and how I stumbled my way into this journey. As a young wood elf, I grew up in the great tree city within the high forest. This peaceful city resides overhead, right below the canopy of the trees. A series of wooden platforms and ramps connect the different landings, and modest tree houses are scattered between the sections, along with various shops and taverns. A giant lift is the only way in and out of the city. I come from a long lineage of bards. Both my mother and father are part of the Bards Guild head council and helped direct the guild's decisions, as well as understand its secrets and lore. Supposedly, there are powerful magical instruments scattered throughout the world, each with a unique ability. One of these instruments is the Lute of Revival. It's a tale that's been told around the bonfires in the forest for generations, although no one who lives today can say if it's real or simply a story that gives hope to those who have lost someone. This lute, if used by a master bard, can bring back a loved one who has passed to the other side, but all magic has a balance, and there may be hidden consequences if the lute is used. I was raised to follow in my parents' footsteps and learn the way of the bard. I spent my days in the guild's library studying the history of the bards and learning how to play various instruments which bolstered my spells and abilities. Due to all of my studying, I carry a wealth of knowledge, but very limited experience out in the real world. I was born with a twin brother, Robzor. We were very much alike, and at the same time, very different. Robzor was an adventure seeker and was always looking for the next thrill. He was eager to leave home and look for something more than the sheltered life of his childhood. Our parents made sure that we studied all aspects of music and tied it into nature and the forest. They were overprotecting at times and kept us to the study hall more than out in the world. I, unlike my brother, had no intentions of leaving our wonderful tree city. I found safety and comfort there. Adventure was nothing of interest to me. Our remote tree city was left alone to the world, and there were rarely any problems. There is only one reason why I would ever leave the high forest. One night, Robzor snuck into my room to let me know that he was leaving. He planned to travel across the sea to seek out adventure. I was shocked, but also knew that this day would come. We said farewell, and he faded into the shadows of the night. I knew that I had to follow him. I've never lived without him, and I wanted to protect him. If I tried to follow, I knew he would turn me away, saying that one of us had to stay with our parents. That night, I pretended to sleep until I heard him leave. I snuck out behind him and followed him onto a boat where I hid behind some crates. I cleverly threw one extra gold piece in the water to pay Leviathan without anyone noticing, and we set sail. The ship arrived at the port, and I could tell that he was quickly making some new acquaintances. He began to follow a crew, and I stayed in town and got myself situated. I heard them speak of a dead forest and mention hunting for payment. This was the first exciting adventure that Robzor would see, but he lacked any real combat skills. Before I knew it, they were gone. They were certainly in a rush for this hunt. I did not know the area, so I couldn't follow them, but it sounded like a harmless bear hunt with an experienced ranger. What could possibly go wrong? They say that bardic twins have a special bond. It's extremely rare to have twins that both follow the same path as bards. Bards' magic relies on music, and harmonies between twins amplify that magic. Because Robzor and I trained together for so many years, our songs became melded, and we were able to hear each other's notes, chords, and songs at all times. I could hear Robzor's music from anywhere. It followed me. While I waited in the town, I heard Robzor's final song. I could tell that it was a battle hymn, as it was quick and frantic. I thought nothing about it until I heard his final note, a scream of agony, and then the song ended. I could feel his life drain away, and I was stunned. His adventure had barely begun, and now it was over. I came all this way to protect him, and yet I failed. My frustration and sadness controlled me. I needed to know what happened. There are two things that instantly came to my mind. I need to find the group that he was with to get some answers, and I need to find the Lute of Revival.